This is the Late Late Lunch Show with Rod Maxwell.
Supported by
Childbed Learning in Nature's Playground.
So it's coming to the end of day 2 at the Royal Cheshire Show, and I've managed to meet a man who's very, very busy and whose family and brand and farm is very central to this. It's Ray Brown from Bidlea. Ray, how are you?
Fantastic. We've had a couple of really good days at the show and very busy days. In fact, the show's been a really busy show. There's been lots of visitors, which is really good. But as a Bidlea have been very busy in a number of different places, really, because we show cattle, which we've done for many, many years. In fact, I've shown cattle at the Cheshire Show ever since I was 5 years old. I can distinctly remember a cow, when a photograph was taken of it, jumping over and onto my toe. So it's not the best memory that I've got of starting with Cheshire Show, but I think I've been every year the show's been on since then. So it has some really happy memories, and it's amazing how the show's evolved for me and for the brand we've got now, Bidlea, it's a brand which we've had for over 100 years, really, because that's our herd prefix, and that's evolved tremendously over the last 6 years, really, because not only do we show cows now, but we also have various stands, such as so we make our own ice cream and we process our own milk and do our own butter, and we go do butter making demonstrations and cheese. Bidlea blue cheese is a gold award winner, and so it's all evolved a lot, but we do a lot more on the educational side now, so encouraging the young ones to come and understand really what can be made from these really nutritious products, such as milk and all the dairy products we can derive from the milk, which is it's great, it's rewarding, it's tiring. As a family, we're all very much involved. We've got 19 family members involved in it, as well as an awful lot of other helpers, and but it is very rewarding.
And I'm glad you said about Bidlea as a brand, because I think that's what it is. The Bidlea brand is put to so many things, like the ice cream, obviously the farm, also now Bidlea gin and vodka, I believe.
Yes, that's another thing we just started this year, is the gin and vodka, and that's going really well, actually. We've just hit on a really good taste for both of them. It seems to be going very well. We're just trying out making some rum now as well.
But for me, the story behind that is not just the product and the quality of the product, but the fact that you're supporting a young lad of 19 who is running that business.
Yes.
And I've just sat with him and talked to him, and the maturity of him and the knowledge shone through. And that for me is what you're about, and what the family's about, the farm is about, is encouraging young people.
Yes, I mean, that's something we decided quite early on, that it wasn't possible for us to do everything ourselves. We have some pretty innovative ideas as a family, but we need to take people on board to act as partners. So we start partnerships up, and that's really working well, giving young people the opportunity to actually be a partner in the business, and of course doesn't put any more pressure on the family members, which is, well, to say no more pressure is perhaps an understatement, but not as much pressure on the family. So so far that's really going very well, and things I really like as well. We've got the dairy at the Bidlea dairy at Holmes Chapel there, and other things that have evolved. We've got a zoo on site, which is a destination for children to come to. We seem to attract quite a lot of younger people, but also older people as well. We've got a Bulls pitch, which is it started off just a couple of years ago with half a dozen people wondering if we could set a tournament up. And now it's up to about 80 members, and instead of just being on a Monday morning, it's every morning, and now they're wanting to have the games in the afternoon as well, and these are people that have retired and just wanting something to do, really, and they find it's a great game to be able to play. It's very competitive, actually, and it was raining quite hard the other day, but everybody still turned up because they wanted a coffee and a chat.
Now, can I ask you, because I know you've got the men in sheds thing that you do as well.
Yes,
and
that's gone very well.
You've got a number of community things that you sponsor and support. Where does that come from? Is that in the family? Has that always been there? And why is that important to you?
Working with the community has always been there. As a family, we're very involved in the village, and we're very sort of passionate about our local village fete, and we're very involved in that, which is coming up in a couple of weeks' time. And so we've always really been involved in the local community, and that's what's really quite exciting for us, is that we're adding to that, really. We're creating a destination for those people. Hopefully this year I'm wanting to put a footpath in for the people of Goose Street can walk across to the farm rather than having to go around by the road. There is a footpath in at present from one side of the village. We'd like to put another one in on the other side to create a bit of a nice walk. So yeah, there's lots of things cropping up like that, and of course, it enhances the business at the same time, but it's nice that people are taking, are seeing the benefits of it and enjoying it along with us as well.
Can I ask you about the farming industry? Because you look around the show, and what it says to me is it shows innovation, it shows technology, it shows advancement in productivity and trying to get as much out of a farm as possible. But it's all costs. And machinery is expensive. We're seeing tractors at 150,000 plus, and lots of expensive machinery. But the price to the farmer, the price of the product, doesn't seem to be representing that. It seems like it's a real challenge in the industry at the moment, Ray.
That's a massive issue, actually. It's and it's one which is hard to get around. We have no control. I mean, the reason we've kind of done what we've done, really, is that at least we have a little bit more say in the products, and if we innovate, we're not letting it let that money go straight to the supermarkets, and we're innovating. But you're right in what you say with the price of machinery and stuff. We've got to have those machines. We can't do the field work without them, and everything's become more expensive to produce that product, and we produce it to such a high standard in this country. We have to get the insurances that we've been set to. What's quite worrying, especially with the talk of renegotiating on the Brexit situation, is the uncertainty that puts amongst farmers. We're just getting used to being out of Europe, and we're just getting used to having our own rules and regulations that suit ourselves and high standards that suit ourselves. And then we're talking about watering it down and letting products come in from abroad that aren't up to our standards, which is very frustrating, really, when it's competing on the shelves with our products. But there's no question about it. I should imagine the borrowing amongst farmers has never been higher, and that is in itself is an issue, making sure that can be repaid. But it's also that's a massive. The banks see farming because of the assets. Farms have always been asset rich and cash poor. but we can't actually release those assets because
You have no farm.
we need to carry on having that land to farm. So it's a vicious circle, and the government haven't got that at all. They don't understand, and the idea of the inheritance tax that they had just shows how naive the government were to how farming is working. We can't farm without land, and we can't pay those taxes if we don't sell the land. So it's a ridiculous situation. Why they came out with that without thinking it through better. Unfortunately, it seems to be the theme of quite a few things they come out with, but we do need to think of a longer term situation, of a longer term security, food security for the country.
Yeah, and I actually think that the consumer needs to know more of what's going into the price of what they're paying. I almost think that on the side of a bottle of milk, you should see the price the farmer gets, the price that the manufacturer gets, and within the price that the farmer gets, how much is spent on diesel, how much is spent on farm machinery, how much is spent on meal, and actually how much of that £1.30, whatever it is a litre, is actually going into their pockets. And I think people might be a wee bit surprised at how low that line is, Ray.
Shocked. I'm sure they'd be very shocked to see how fine the line, for the amount of effort and work and input financially to put that bottle on the shelves. The percentage that the farmer puts into that compared to the processor and the retailer would shock the general public.
It's just as well farming's a passion as much as it is a business, isn't it?
It is, we're all very motivated. I still do over 100 hours a week.
I can well imagine.
I start at 2:45 every morning, and but I love the job. We've got a family that are all very passionate as well. If I hadn't got the next generation coming through, like a lot of my friends, then I can well understand why they want to sell and get out of it while they can. So there will be a big shake-up coming, because a lot of the next generation are saying, well, yeah, okay, we like farming, but I'm not going to work like you work. And they back out of it, so there will be a big shake-up. There'll be a situation where there'll be a lack of people wanting to do it.
I'm pretty confident, very confident, in fact, that whatever the shake-up is, Bidlea will still be there.
I'm hoping so.
Well, it's good to see you, sir.
Thank you very much.
You're listening to the Late Lunch Show with...
Back to the garden childcare, where little explorers grow naturally.
Now, I'm still here at the Royal Cheshire County Show, and I'm with the chairman. This is John Norbury. Good afternoon, John.
Hi, you okay?
I'm fine.
Good. Yeah, I'm chairman of the AgCentre.
Chairman of the AgCentre?
Yeah, of the Bidlea AgCentre,
And what does that mean to everybody else?
We try and promote what happens in our culture in real life to the public. So we do sheep shearing demonstrations, milking demonstrations, calf feeding, butter making, butchery demonstration.
All this one big tent?
All in this one big marquee, yeah.
Yeah, I saw
lots,
it, yeah.
Lots of else, a lot of other things going on as well.
Yeah, I know that there's a gin making as well, starting.
Yes. Obviously, Bidlea Dairy are the biggest sponsors of the marquee. That's why it's called the Bidlea AgCentre. Yeah, quite rightly so. And they have a gin distillery now. Right. So that's been a nice added bonus to it. They're here for the first year. Yeah. And they had to go back for more supplies yesterday.
A 19-year-old lad is running it now.
Yes, yeah. Young Sam does a great job. Yeah. Good promotion. Nice tasting gin.
Oh, you had to go?
Yes.
I'll have a go
only for obviously purposes.
Of course, yes, just to satisfy you.
Yes.
Now, how long have you been chairman?
This is my third year.
Okay, and over these 3 years, have you noticed any changes, or have you implemented any changes?
We haven't made too many changes, because my theory is if it's not broke, don't mend it. But the public seem to be getting more and more involved asking more and more questions. They want to know where their food comes from, food miles, and they're more interested than just going to test, to the supermarket and picking off the shelf.
Yeah, they're more astute now, aren't they?
Yeah, very much so.
I know it's on packages and what have you, but when you get down to talking to people like yourself and real farmers, that's where the roots are.
That's right. Yeah. When on the butchery demonstration, Maisie comes along with a side of beef, carrying a side of beef over her shoulder, and a lot of people would have pulled the noses and faces up at that, but that's the reality of where it's coming from, and the beef are grass reared. Again, not been far. The Brookhouse farm they're butchered on the site, and so it's honest food, and
it's all here.
So
that's right. Yeah, we watched the demonstration. She's really good.
She's very good.
Yeah, and also the explanation at the time why she's cutting it, where she's cutting it.
Yeah. I like to think I know quite a bit about farming, but I've learned a hell of a lot listening to Maisie, and again the sheep shearing. The sheep are grazed on the showground, so they're taken off while we build the show.
Yeah.
They're fetched back here to be shorn, and they will be grazing the showground once we've got rid of all these marquees.
Well, there's a huge fleece on that fence over there, isn't there?
Yeah.
So that's done today.
Yes.
So putting the showground together, how is it? A year's worth work here?
In the show office is people working full time because they have other events on the showground. We try and promote the showground as much as we can. It's a great venue in the middle of the Cheshire countryside.
It's a brilliant venue, isn't it?
Yeah, so it can be utilised for other events. As far as the show's concerned, they have a great gang of farmers who put on the show, and we go from a bare field maybe 3 weeks ago to what we've got today and yesterday, which is a massive undertaking, and hell of a lot of volunteers.
It's a lot of work, isn't it?
A lot of work. I'm quite glad that I only have the little bit of the AgCentre to worry about.
You just sign things off, do you?
I call upon those lads to help me and erecting pens and thinking, what else can we do this year?
Well, there's lots of pens. We were watching the bulls being checked out about 2 hours ago now, followed by the cows in the next pen. And it just goes on and on, doesn't it? It's one show after another.
Yeah, that's right. And it
really works.
It's great. It's very, I'm very biased towards the Royal Cheshire Show. I've been involved since it got reinvented in 1977, so just showing my age. Been involved every year since, and I think it's just by the numbers that come. It just shows that the public are really, really aware and want to know about agriculture.
They do. So how many people are you expecting through in the last 2 days?
Well, I'd say between 70,000-80,000.
That's a lot.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. Good numbers.
And there's enough to entertain them here, because you've got a huge fun fair for the children as well.
Well, you got plenty going on. You could spend days looking around. The horse section's massive, the dog section. We've got the countryside. The show, the cattle showing, which are some of the best cattle in the country.
They are
being showed.
As I say, we were watching them before. So
you've got
brilliant.
Horse of the Year qualifiers for the show, cattle for the shires.
And the young kids are riding the horses as well.
Young kids riding the pony games are unbelievable. They're so fast on those horses.
Very competitive.
You wouldn't catch me on one. I know that.
But as I say, lots of for people to do. If you missed it this year, you'll be doing second, third week of June next year.
Yep. Should be the third. I think it's third Tuesday, Wednesday. Sorry, the chairman of the Agriculture Society, David Leach, will go mad because I haven't got the date in my head, but
we'll be
I'm sure
happening.
after our next committee meeting we will have.
Well, what I'll say is you've done a fantastic job putting all this together, and we've spoken to a few, myself and Rob, and we'll put this out on Radio Alty next week.
Very good.
All right, lovely talking to you, John.
Thank you very much. Cheers.
Thank you.
So down here at the Royal Cheshire Show, I've come across a new product, a new drink linked with a brand that we know well. It's Bidlea Distillery from the guys at Bidlea, and they're distilling vodka and gin. And I'm down here with
Sam.
What's your role in all of this then?
So I actually do everything from making the branding that you see on the bottle to making the recipes, then to distilling the gin and the vodka themselves, to then the back end accounting. I do the whole package really. That's what they get from me.
So who came up with the idea of linking Bidlea with making with distilling?
It was actually quite funny because it was my mum, my dad and myself. We were sat in the lounge at home and they drink a lot of gin, and we thought, we drink so much, we should actually make our own. So then genuinely we were like, how could we start? So we started thinking about it. We're like, where could we get a business that would help us? And then we were already friends with Ray and Jill. We always helped out at the farm, and then we just put two and two together, and then we started setting up the distillery. We approached them and they said, yeah, we'd love to be part of it. And then we shared a premises and just share the business, and we've had great success so far, so I hope it continues.
So what's the basis of making a good gin? I know there's the botanicals, there's certain ingredients. What's the key to Bidlea gin, for example?
I would say the key for us is being authentic by putting just the botanicals that you see. So our dry gin, for example, only has 6 botanicals. There's no additives, flavourings, colourings. We basically run it on a no-nonsense programme. If it doesn't need to be there, why should it be there? We want the products to be just as authentic as the people that are involved. Like, we don't want to be putting out things that are not designed to be there. So all of our distills are from real fruits, real berries, real roots and herbs, and we don't want to have anything artificial, and I'm going to try and stick to that. In fact, I will stick to that the whole time I've got the distillery.
And what's the actual liquor part as a raw ingredient? What is that in gin? What do you use as the liquid, if you like?
So right now we use a neutral grain spirit, it's called. It's made from British grains such as wheat, malted barley, rye. But in the future we are trying to make it out of the whey. So to do with the cheese processing, they skim off the whey from the milk, which holds a lot of sugar. So eventually we want to take that sugar, be able to ferment it, turn it into alcohol and use that as our base. But because we're so new, we've only been distilling for about 6 months, we've started with a neutral base.
And from the moment you distill gin, how long is it before it's drinkable?
So our actual distillation takes 1 day from turning the still on. We macerate 24 hours before that, so that's 2 days. And then over a process of about 2 weeks, we bring the ABV down so it starts at about 80, then we bring it down to about 40% ABV, and then we'll submit for testing at various ABVs, and then once we're happy with it, that's when we go, about 2 weeks in total.
And I guess it's a mixture of science, a bit of craft, a bit of art, and obviously a lot of business as well.
Yeah, absolutely. So my family's always been a science-based family. My dad is a physicist, and so is my brother. My granddad was a chemist, and I loved chemistry at school. So that's how I've been able to just jump straight in and be extremely passionate about it. I've always loved business, so it just tied really well together. Mum and dad like the gin, and I've always been around it as a kid, oh, son, will you go make me a gin and tonic or whatever? And that's how it started. And then instantly I was able to jump in and realise I was passionate about it from the get-go. And I still am, and I always will be. I absolutely love what I do.
I'm going to say, you look mighty young this for running any business, but what age are you?
So I am 19 now. I started the business when I was 18 years old. I was studying A-levels at the same time as studying also for this. And then at the end of last year in October, just before we launched to the public, I turned 19. So yeah, I'm 19 here sat with you today.
Well, you're not 19 forever anyway, and you're a businessman, and Bidlea Gin is now available. Where can people get it?
So they can buy it from our shop at the cafe on site at the dairy. We've got a couple pubs where they serve it behind the bar in a nice gin and tonic that you can enjoy. That's in Goosetree, Holmes Chapel and Knutsford. We sell at Lowe's Farm Shop by the bottle, a place in Knutsford called Dexter and Jones by the bottle, and that's it so far, really.
Well done. That's a great story.
Thank you so much, Rod. It was great to chat.
So I came out and I saw a lovely lorry, and I am very attracted to a lovely lorry. And then I met some lovely people from Bowden's, and I've seen their lorries on the road a lot, and I didn't know what they did. And I've come and speaking to Rosie, and Rosie, there's a couple of different sides to your business. Tell me what you do.
Yeah, so there's two sides of the business. So we have the animal bedding side, which is what we're showcasing today. So we're showcasing our all of our product range, but mainly the smart horse shavings, which are our softwood kiln dried, dust extracted shavings.
Softwood kiln dried. That sounds like a continental quilt.
Yeah, well, it's very technical, these shavings, very technical. And then we've also got the wood recycling side of the business. So we take in basically any scrap wood. So if you throw away your wardrobe at the local tip, we would then collect that, and we are reprocessing it into wood chip, which we then sell to power stations for burning. So
traditionally, people looking after horses would have bedded them down in straw, I guess.
Yes.
Why are people moving to shavings now?
Shavings have always been a good bedding, but everyone's got personal preferences. They all like them for different reasons, but the wood shavings provide a very clean bed. When I say kiln dried, they're actually heated to such a high temperature so that it kills any bacteria in there. Obviously, straw is more of a natural product, so you tend to get more bacteria within your straw bed. So that's one reason, but obviously it could be for any other reason. For example, they like the look of a bed with the shavings in it. So if it's just nice and fluffy and white, it looks better than a straw bed, or, different things. It depends on the horse as well.
Now, you're a Cheshire-based business, are you?
We're based in Manchester. We have a site in Macclesfield as well. So yeah, right northwest.
And would most of your customers be looking after horses, or I know farmers are bedding down cattle that are indoors in chippings as well?
Yes. Well, we sell to everybody. So we actually do some smaller bales into retailer. So obviously some of the supermarkets will be taking the smaller bales for pets. Bigger animals, like you just said, cattle. We sell sawdust for cubicles, like in the dairy sector as well. So we basically cover any wood-based animal bedding.
So from hamsters to horses, basically?
Basically, yes.
Oh, fantastic.
Of everything.
And tell me, the show, you're here most years, are you?
No, so we haven't done the Cheshire Show. We haven't done a trade stand at the Cheshire Show for many, many, many years. We were actually invited here. I believe they're trying to sort of grow the show and get more trade stands. So we're really just supporting them. And obviously it's good for us to get out there and showcase. We tend to do a lot more of the trade shows at like the NEC and that kind of thing, but this is just totally different, and we thought we'd give it a go.
Well, you've got a very lovely display, and it looks very impressive, so lovely to speak to you.
Yeah, thanks very much.
You're listening to the Late Lunch Show with
Back to the Garden Childcare, where little explorers grow naturally.
Hi, it's Ken, and I'm still here at the Royal Cheshire County Show. Absolutely brilliant day. A bit cloudy, but very mild and breezy. So great atmosphere. Lots and lots of people here. I've just bumped into this gentleman, and you are called?
Hi, I'm Robert.
Hi, Robert. So this is Robert from, let's have it, Taylor Contracting.
Taylor Contracting, yes.
Well done, right. So we've just been talking about what you do, and it's fencing.
Yes.
And it's not swords?
No, not sword fencing.
Okay.
It is putting wooden posts in the ground and fencing that. We do gardens as well.
Yeah.
We do a lot of agricultural fencing for stock. We do post and rail for horses and equine side of it. We do a lot of grant work through Bait Rural.
This is Sam I just spoke to, right?
This is Sam. So we do a lot of hedge planting as well through the winter. Yeah, and just busy.
It's a busy thing, isn't it?
It's a busy thing.
So
constant.
what is this fencing business all about? I mean, we see fields and fields without any fencing. So how do you come into it?
Well, farmers will ring us up and say we need this field fenced, and especially now with these grants and the grant schemes and the SFIs that are from the government to keep like protecting hedges, so they need a fence in front of the hedges, so then the birds can have a happy life in the nice thick hedge that we are going to protect.
Oh, these are the hedges we all pulled out and threw away.
Yes, and now we're putting them back in.
Right. Okay.
So, and then obviously it keeps us livestock in a closed field, so it's easy for the farmer instead of running around acres and acres.
So how long have you been working with them then?
I've been working with Pete for six years, on and off, so yeah.
And Pete's the man that's roaming around the field somewhere?
Yes, he's somewhere. He's always off on his phone doing business, so yeah.
So he says.
So he says.
Right, okay. So, and what, on a day-to-day basis, do you take orders through Catherine, is it?
Yes.
Now, Catherine I was sat next to, and she won't come on, but she runs the place from the office.
She's the office secretary, yes.
Yeah.
So between her and Pete will tell us where we need to go, and it's quite easy because most jobs are big jobs, so we're always there you might be there for 2 weeks on one job.
Right.
Because there might be 1,000, 2,000 metres of fencing to do.
Wow.
In just one place, so.
Wow. And this is all normally in Cheshire and a bit of Lancashire?
Oh no, we go everywhere.
Oh,
so,
really?
Yeah, Cheshire, the Wirral. I've been up in Preston just recently. Where else? Staffordshire, Shropshire. And at the moment there's 2 guys doing a lot of featherboard in London for a company we work with as well.
Oh wow,
on the garden
that's
side
big,
of
isn't it? So on a day-to-day basis, you go out on the road and say we're going to need a fence here. Do you get the staff in then?
Well, there's all the staff anyway, so we just go and crack on and do it.
Right.
So, yeah, it's quite simple. You knock a post in and move on and knock another post in.
Now, you're saying knock a post in. There's a huge machine I'm looking at here, big black thing, and that's not knocking a post in, that's like drilling for oil.
Yeah, no, it's a very handy piece of kit.
Isn't it?
It'll knock 10 foot, 12 foot posts into the ground all the way in the ground if you really wanted it to.
And you probably could get oil.
Yeah, you probably could get oil. And then, it's a very handy piece of kit.
It's big, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because to me, knocking it is with a hammer and that's it. That's not the way to do it.
No, that's definitely not the way to do it now.
Okay.
Like,
so you drag this into the middle of a field and then carry on? Is that how you do it?
Yeah, drive it in. It's on tracks, obviously, as you can see there, and you just track it to where you want it. Put a post in, knock it in, and off you go.
Very handy piece of equipment, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. Saves you quite a lot of labour.
Oh, there's a lot. Yeah, it saves a lot of labour.
Okay.
A lot of labour.
So on an average build, is it a week's work or a couple of days? Or?
It just depends on how much of fencing we're going to do at that one job. It might be 60 metres or it might be 600 metres. You just don't know. So
it's up to Pete to get the business in, and you to do the donkey work.
And we do the donkey work. Yeah.
All right, that sounds great. So you're off to where now?
Where's the next job? I don't really know where the next job is. Finish a job in Preston. Steve will finish in Stafford, Shropshire way, wherever he is.
Yeah.
And then I don't really know where we're going next. We just get told.
You'll have a conflab and then where you go again.
Yeah. Oh, you go in this place now and start there. So off we go to wherever.
And it's all types of weather as well, I take it.
Yeah. Never stop.
Never
stop.
Can I say thank
you? Rain
or
shine, we do it.
Can I say thank you for your time?
No worries.
I know you're all busy, although we're actually having a beer at the moment. But I know, don't tell anybody. But we're all busy, aren't we?
Yes, we're all busy.
Yeah,
all busy enjoying it.
Thank you for your time.
No worries.
Cheers.
So down here at the Royal Cheshire Show, I've come to a very bright looking set of tents, and it's Circle Cheshire Clinic. It's a healthcare company. I'm speaking with Heidi, and now Heidi, you are here both working for this company but also as you're a farmer's wife as well.
I am.
So tell me, what is Circle Cheshire Clinic all about?
So Circle Cheshire Clinic is part of Circle Health Group. We are the largest provider of private healthcare in the UK. We have 54 hospitals across the country. We opened Circle Cheshire Clinic in January 2025, that we focus primarily on outpatients and diagnostics and day case procedures, focusing on minor procedures that can be done under local anaesthetic, so patients can have their procedure and return home on the same day.
We, as a nation, we're becoming a lot more health conscious, and I think we are becoming health aware to the point where people are trying to prevent illness and look to get ahead of it, if you like. Is that what you're finding, or are you also finding that people can't be looked after by the NHS, so you pick up a little bit of that as well.
Yeah, so I think I agree that people are starting to consider their health more and look at it from a preventative point of view. So trying to find out, get that reassurance about their health before it becomes a bigger problem further down the line. As a company, we are trying to educate people on the importance of preventative health and having yearly health assessments, and the importance of checking in with your health so that you know the key things, your BMI, your blood pressure, your weight, to give you that reassurance, but also to highlight any red flags that might need addressing.
No, I find it interesting that people know the health of their car more than they know the health of their body, and I could imagine that a farmer knows the health of his herd and his tractors probably better than he knows the health of himself, or herself I should say as well. Now, as a woman who's married to a farmer, do you think there's a big danger for farmers where if they become ill, almost not the business goes under, but it has a big impact on the business, doesn't it?
It absolutely does, because farmers, either they work solely on their own or in a very, very small team. It's so important for farmers to look after their health. If they don't and they suffer, a serious health problem or condition, then it can stop them from working. Obviously, there are long waits on the NHS, which is why accessing private healthcare can be of benefit, so that they can get the treatment that they need quickly and get back to work quickly.
And do you think that they're getting more conscious about that, and possibly not, but maybe the nation isn't either?
No, I think, there's a huge piece around education and, not just farmers, but everybody, becoming more aware of their health and the importance of being tuned in to their health, so that they can act quickly rather than before it, dare I say, it becomes too late.
And let's just talk about the Cheshire Show, because it's a rather splendid show, isn't it? And it's lovely when sort of the country comes to the country, the town comes to the country. I guess it's a great way for Circle Cheshire Clinic to get in front of people and make them aware of what you do.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And, that's what we're here to do, is raise awareness, not only of the services that we provide, but again, of that education around preventative health. And we offer health assessments, a range of different health assessments that are accessible at our clinic, but at a large majority of our hospitals across the country. And it's about informing people of, how they can access us and the benefit of booking that yearly health assessment.
It really is, isn't it?
Yeah.
And it gives you reassurance.
Absolutely, yeah. It gives you that reassurance that you're fine, or that might be something that I need to see my GP about. And private healthcare can complement your NHS pathway. You can be on an NHS pathway and still access private healthcare.
We do it for our cars, we do it for our pets, but it's time we did it for ourselves, isn't it?
Absolutely. We need to look after ourselves and take the time to invest in our care.
Lovely to speak to you.
And you.
Hi, this is Ken, and would you believe I'm out in the countryside today? I'm at the Royal Cheshire County Show, meeting various characters and watching various prizes being given out to heifers and bulls and God knows what's out here. I'm learning a lot, but I've actually met a guy called Sam from Bate Rural. Good afternoon, Sam.
Good afternoon.
Now then, tell me who you are and what you're selling.
So obviously I'm Sam Bates. I'm a independent consultant who works for farmers. I advise on various different sort of schemes, predominantly on improving environmental practices on farm, whether that's reducing the reliance on manufactured fertilisers, reducing areas where pollution could occur, or looking at planting hedgerows to sort of sequester carbon. So that's what I tend to do.
So you're organic then?
Not organic. It's a kind of hybrid. The buzzword at the minute in farming is called regenerative. So it's not certified organic, but it's improving commercial farming, which is the majority of farming that is undertaken in the UK. It's sort of adopting some form of organic principles to that, but not fully enforcing it. So reducing use of pesticides and harmful chemicals, and improving pastures with nitrogen fixing crops rather than relying on manufactured imported fertiliser, which obviously comes at a cost, and also both financially and environmentally.
So this is fairly new, is it?
It's been around for quite a while. The government have reduced subsidies that farmers can obtain, which is, it's historically, when we were in Europe, it was based on a payment to increase productivity, which wasn't necessarily focused towards the environment. So with the new schemes that are out now, there's a lot more money available for farmers. They just have to work a little bit harder to get that money and adopt certain environmental practices to get the reward out of the government for that.
So you're getting them out of the old habits into new habits, is that what it is?
That's what I'm trying to do, but farmers being farmers, it can be stubborn, and it does take a bit of work, but we're getting there slowly. They're
in a world of their own, I believe.
They really are. Luckily, I was born on a dairy farm not too far away, so I've been around farmers all my life, so I like to think I know how to navigate my way around them.
You got the brain power?
Oh, I've tried to.
Okay. So how have Bait Rural, how long have you been going?
So we've been trading for about, what would it be now? It'd be coming up to 4.5 years, something like that. I've actually been in this job role for around 10 years though, following after I graduated from university. I went working for a company and then parted ways with them and set up my own company in sort of start of 2022.
So you picked up their habits and added your own bad habits and then...
something like that, yeah, something like that. Yeah.
So you're actually going ahead then, are you? It's like it's growing?
It's growing, yeah. It's been really good. A lot of local customers that I work for, but I do also go further afield, so I do quite a bit of work in Lancashire and getting up into areas of Cumbria. I think the most far north one's Appleby. So yeah, mainly northwest focused. I've got about maybe 400 different sort of farmers and land managers that I work for. And that's probably about me maxed out, so I'm quite happy sticking at that number for the time being.
Keep going. Now, how do I find you? I'm a farmer. How do I find you?
If you wanted to find me, the best way is to go on my website, which is just type in into Google Bait Rural. We should come up on the top list there. It's got all my contact details on, and then obviously I do the circuit of the agricultural shows. So we're at the Royal Cheshire County Show today, and then we're hopefully going to have a stand at the Nantucket Show in a couple of weeks' time.
Okay, so I'm this farmer who's been throwing chemicals all over the fields for years.
Yeah.
How do you persuade me not to do that?
I would have a look at what's happening to your soil. So how good of a condition is it? What are the residuals that are holding on to the food you're selling? If there's residual pesticides in there, that's not good. The supermarkets won't like that. A lot of the contracts nowadays require farmers to be more environmentally focused and driven. So actually, they don't take a lot of convincing. The consumer is driving that quite rightly. So that's how a lot of people are getting on board with it.
I was just about to say that, because the supermarkets do dictate, don't they?
They do to an extent, but again, they've got general public's interest in, which of course, as farmers, we need to. The general public, they're who put food on our table, even though we might put it on theirs. But at the end of the day, they pay us, so we've got to keep them happy.
I think you got the right order there, don't you?
Hopefully, something like that.
Right. So I've rung you. What do? Do you come out and see the farm?
So I'll come out initially, meet the farmer, sit round a table, usually have a brew, gossip for half an hour, and then maybe discuss business for 10 minutes, and then we'll have a bit of a walk around the fields, get an idea of what you're doing with your land, and then we build a scheme around what you're already doing, maybe tweaking it, and then over the years, hopefully get you out of the older habits and into the new way of thinking.
Great. How much does that cost me?
It depends. It really depends. For the initial consultation, I don't charge from that, because I could turn up on the farm. The farmer might not like me, or I might not like them. No one wins if I send them a bill, so the initial consultation's free of charge.
That's brilliant. Now, how do we contact you?
You can contact me at sam@baitrural.co.uk, or you can give us a quick bell on my mobile, which is 07398 470 652.
You know, off by heart.
I tried to.
Okay, and you're Sam Bates?
Sam Bates, not Bates. A lot of people put an S on the end of my name.
No, I didn't.
Yeah.
Sam, lovely talking to you, and I hope it all goes well.
Thank you very much.
Hi, so I'm now with a gentleman called Jack Jones, and I've heard him all afternoon over the tannoy. Jack, what do you do here?
My name's Jack. I help out at the AgCentre, the Bidlea AgCentre, where we look to try
and encourage people from non-farming backgrounds to come and see what happens in agriculture, try and give them the full works and provide as many live demonstrations as possible. Everything from sheep shearing, milking demonstrations, feeding young calves, butter making and butchery as well.
We heard all this. You were at the butchery at the first part, then you were at milking second part. So what do you get out of this? Do you actually make sure that people get information?
Yeah, for me as a farmer's son and from a dairy farm, I just think it's so important that everyone, the general public, understands exactly where their food comes from, how it's produced, the love and care that farmers put into it. And somewhere like this at the AgCentre really shows how, look at how many volunteers are here to help out shearers, calves, cows, milking people as well. It's just fantastic to see.
So do you follow this through to the supermarket shelf?
We try our best to show people exactly where it goes, and that's how the butchery falls into it, the butter making as well. So we see the actual milk itself coming from the cow, we see the spare milk being fed to the young calves, and then we take the milk and turn it into butter. And then we've also got some young beef calves as well, and we show them that where the butchery then comes from, the skill and the craftsmanship in the butchery, and what it will look like on the shelf.
So how do you get this down to the children in cities who think it all comes off a plastic bag from the supermarket?
I think it's all questions. It always amazes me. We always ask for questions at the end of each demonstration. The best questions come from the youngest children.
I think so.
And it's fabulous to see, and I think that's the best way of doing it, letting them engage. We've had young children turning sausages today, trying to make them into the classic butcher's hang, so that's been really good to see.
So you get something out of it yourself then when you see it?
Yeah, naturally. Like I said, as a farmer's son, to see people do things like that, it's really good.
Okay, how long have you been doing this then?
This is my third year doing this at the Royal Cheshire Show, and I suspect I'll be doing it for a little bit longer.
Do you hire yourself out to other shows?
No, I do. There's a lot of other great shows out there as well, and county shows, and would recommend anyone to go and see their shows. But this is mainly something we do at the Royal Cheshire Show.
Oh, so are you still on the farm yourself?
I am, but I'm also a chartered surveyor and agricultural valuer, so I provide professional advice to farmers and landowners.
So you do it from basics to right the way through then?
Correct.
Okay, so is your dad still a farmer?
Yes, yeah, we've got a dairy farm at home.
Give us a plug.
Big shout out then to my dad, Richard Jones at Lee Farm, Lee Mole Holsteins. We milk just over 100 cows twice a day, and we provide milk to Arla, so that goes into your Lurpaks, Arla yogurts, ski yogurts and things like that, so a big shout out for that.
And hopefully you help your dad.
Oh, of course. Weekends, mornings, whenever required. If the phone rings, you've got to go.
Great stuff. Can I say thank you, because I know you're rushing from one to another. Thanks for your time.
No worries. Thank you very much.
Cheers.
So down at the show, I'm now with the Cheshire Constabulary, who've got a very big stand here, talking about all sorts of crime, actually, cybercrime and other crime and prevention. I'm here talking to Constable John. Now, can I ask you, is the rural sector seeing more issues with crime these days?
Yes, I think so. I think crime has developed more to target more of the rural communities because it seems very much more vulnerable. So you've got a farm where it's got multiple entrances onto it, and they've got some really expensive machinery on there. So you've got tractors which are thousands and thousands of pounds, and quite often these tractors you can access them using one key. So these things are very, very vulnerable, and farmers are quite isolated. So yeah, I think we are seeing it more. So
back in the day, it would have been a bit of cattle hustling or sheep hustling. I'm sure that probably still goes on.
Yeah, sheep rustling does happen. We do have seeing more and more sheep being stolen. We've had a couple of incidents where cows have been stolen as well. Down to bee farms are being stolen as well. Yeah, so it's really, really varied rural crime.
And even tanks of diesel, because they store a lot of diesel and stuff on farms as well.
Yes, they do. So you could obviously, when the fuel prices went up, fuel tanks started to get targeted as well, and the oil tanks, so it's very important people protect them. So your message here really is some of the things you can do to prevent that, and also cybercrime, which again I can imagine can be an issue with your reputation, for example, as well. Yeah, absolutely. So simple steps for people to protect their things is just make sure things are locked, because obviously historically people don't lock things, but locks are there for a reason. It's use them. In terms of the GPS domes that are on top of tractors, remove them at the end of the day, because they get stolen quite often as well. Alarms, trackers, CCTV. It's really important that those type of things are invested in. And I know they cost money, but they are very, very important. And if you're talking about the likes of chainsaws and other handheld tools, does asset tagging help? Yeah, it does. So forensic marketing we use here in the police, but we're seeing a lot more people using the new tags that are used. So you could get Apple AirTags or Android tags. Yeah. People are placing them inside, and they're really, really useful for us as the police.
Oh, it's a great show, isn't it?
Oh, it's brilliant. Yeah, it's great. So I love coming to agricultural shows because we get to speak to the rural communities and just show that we're here and we understand that what the problems they're facing, and we're here to try and help.
And you have a big patch in Cheshire Constabulary, don't you?
We do, yeah. So we cover all the way north of Warrington, all the way down to Malpas, and then over from Neston all the way towards Macclesfield. So it's a huge area, yes.
So I'm standing next to a very nice presentation of a very lovely venue in the Welsh area that I've been told is Llandrilflo.
Llandrilflo, yes.
Llandrilflo. I'm speaking to Andy, who is the owner of River Catcher. Now, this is you're basically a holiday destination.
Yes, we are. I've got 9 self-catering cottages in Llandrilflo, ranging from 1 sleep 2 up to the sleeps 10.
Now, People, I guess since lockdown, maybe even just before, have always valued some time away, but they also seem to be valuing time away in the UK now, just as well as heading away. There's a big demand now for being out in the country.
Yes, there is. I mean, we're quite rural, but we're on the banks of River Dee, and we're very much a luxury end sort of destination. So we've all got luxury hot tubs and things like that, and then we're dog friendly as well, and all enclosed gardens. And it's basically home from home, but a bit of a luxury comfort at the same time.
And coming to the likes of the Cheshire Show, I mean, is this your ideal customer base? People who are interested in the country but want to be able to get away occasionally?
Yeah, it is. I mean, most of my business is from the northwest itself, mainly around the Manchester, Cheshire area itself. It's just a new way of me to advertise in my business. I don't go in on major platforms like Booker.com and things like that. I do everything myself. So this is just another way of me trying to promote my business to the public, which Cheshire Show is that sort of public for me. So
now, as a business owner, how does it feel in the UK at the moment from an economic point of view? Do you think there's a lot of prosperity or hope or even excitement, or you think people are being very careful with their money?
People are being careful with money, and I'm one of them myself as a business owner. I mean, the cost of running a business is going up all the time with the electricity and things like that. But yeah, it's been steady for the last couple of years. I'm hoping that people now are coming back to the holiday in the UK itself, especially in North Wales. I mean, I have got awarded the best self-catering cottage and dog friendly in North Wales recently, so I'm hoping that's going to influence more about people coming to my business.
And people do want to get together, don't they? They want to bring their families together, and the type of accommodation you're offering, self-catering with a little bit of pizzazz, the little saunas or the jacuzzi, whatever. That's just that little bit of extra that they're looking for.
It is, yeah. I mean, we get a lot of parties come to me to hire out to 3 or 4 cottages of my place. They'd like to bring the whole families together. I've seen that more and more now the last couple of years, especially since COVID. And I also do weddings at my place as well, so I get a lot more people come rural and hire the whole complex the weekend, and they get it as a whole weekend complex. It's good.
So if you're interested in a rural weekend away in Wales, just down the road really, rivercatcher.co.uk is where you need to go. Andy, thanks very much.
Thank you very much.
You're listening to the Late Lunch Show with
Back to the Garden Childcare, where little explorers grow naturally.